So the main reason why we had to get the timing chain cover off is because our front main seal is leaking. But to get the front main seal off, there's this mud guard right here, and it's actually riveted on here. So we have to drill out these holes and then take this mud guard off, put in the new seal, and then what we're actually gonna do is put self-tapping screws into it. So then if it were to ever leak again, say in the next 5 or 10 years, then you don't have to take the whole front of the engine off. All you have to do is take off these screws and then put in the new engine seal or front main seal, and then put the cover back on and you're done. So let's go ahead and drill these things out. All right, so we finally got the face shield off here, and now we got to get the seal out. And the way you want to do that is go from the inside out here. I'm using my trusty 48 millimeter that I used to put in a shock for a dirt bike, and it fits perfectly. So we're gonna go ahead and hit it. It's the first time we're hitting it. 3 hits with the sledgehammer, and that seal popped out. Come take a look at it. Looks like it's a little, doesn't matter too much on the edge. A little worn right here. It's kind of hard to see in the camera. But overall, the seal looks not too bad.
For sealing flexible materials, flanges, and threaded applications. Okay, so number.
All right, so before we go ahead and spray this, we are just using an over-the-counter spray paint that all the forum guys use. This is a really good color. They recommended it. It is called Detroit Diesel Alpine Green, and it matches the vehicle really closely. And to be honest, this isn't going to be a museum piece that's going to get judged on its authenticity. We just want to get it really close and make it look really good and go off-roading and have some fun. So this is more than enough, and let's go ahead and spray the timing chain cover and put it on the engine. We're coming to the near here. We're gonna put on the timing chain cover real soon. We've got all of the areas clean, so there's no bumps or anything. When we put the gasket on, it's gonna seal properly. And then we got our brand new pulley here. Looks really nice. Ready for us to slide it into that seal right there. We also got our drain pan gasket, water pump gasket. Water pump's still brand new. Got all the bolts lined up, so it's going to be a breeze to put it back in here. Everything is sanded. All the edges are clean here. This was all gunked up. Now we got it all clean. And the shaft is sanded as well. Everything's looking good. Inspected the timing chain. Timing chain looks good. I also looked at this guard. That looks pretty good as well. And I think we're going to put it back together and keep on going.
I don't know if I even want to mess with it. Looks good to me. Pre-greased. Should I put a little on there?
Looks pretty greased to me.
Can we get it on here? Oh man, this is heavy. You're gonna have to help.
I got it.
Go down on the bottom. I'll get the top. I got the top. You want to try to hit it right where we want it. How's that looking? There's pins. There. We're in both pins.
Oh, you want to keep up?
Yeah, I got it. It's easy now. It's resting on those pins.
So we still got all the bolts pretty loose here, so it can move just a little bit when we put in the pulley. So the pulley does have a key. We'll just slide it right on here. Nice and easy. There's the seal. So we have a reproduction of the Land Rover manual here, and we do have the original one, but for some reason it's the Series 2, so a lot of stuff does overlap with the Series 2 and Series 3, but we wanted to get a Series 3 just in case, and we got greasy fingers, so we don't want to use the original manual with that. But here's the pulley, and then you can see it is flush up against the shaft, and then we also have our starting nut here. So there it is. I'm nearly flush on it, probably have less than a millimeter to go, and I will let the nut do the rest of that. All right, so we got the water pump on. Took a little bit of effort because this part that connects to the thermostat and the water pump was pushing down, so we had to pull on this to get all the holes to line up to get the bolts in. But now just slow and steady. I like doing this by hand, just to feel the threads, make sure it's threading in properly, nothing's getting stuck, nothing's cross threading, and making sure everything's going home nice and smoothly. Now check that out. Everything is basically installed. We got to keep it like this for a little bit because the radiator is still getting fixed. So we get to enjoy this view for maybe a week or so. It looks really nice. One quick thing about torque specs. Yeah, this is a big socket here. 1 1/16. This is what's going to put on that nut. And at 150 foot-pounds. We're going to have to put it in gear and also have someone in the driver's seat, which will be my dad, and then put on the brakes, and then I'll torque it to 150 foot-pounds on that front nut. So, but what I was going to say about that is a lot of these things do not have torque specs. So you don't want to just go out there and crank them super hard. The more important thing is to actually kind of feel the bolt go in. So once you kind of feel it stop, you want to go just a little bit further on that, and then you want to do that consistently on all of them. It's more important to have a consistent torque all around it than tightening one bolt and then forgetting about the other ones. Having different amounts of torque on all the different bolts, this is basically why you do torque specs anyways, but if you kind of feel the same pressure on each bolt, you'll have a very similar torque on all of them. And if you didn't do that, maybe the loosest one would fall out and then all of the other ones start falling out. But yeah, that's my 2 cents on torque.